So hi guys, my name is Helen Sabyubaykin and I am the reporter of Module 10, the Bronfenbrenner'S Ecological Theory. So according to Yuri Bronfenbrenner, children need people in order to become human. So this means that children can't develop into fully functioning human beings without the love, care, and support of other people. We learn to talk, think, and behave in many ways that make us human through our interactions with others. It's not just about basic needs like food and shelter, but about the emotional and social connections we make with people around us. Let me read first our learning outcomes. At the end of this module, you should be able to first describe each of the layer of Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model. Second, identify factors in one's own life that exerted influence on one's development. Third, use the bioecological theory as a framework to describe the factors that exert influence on one's development. Introduction, Bronfenbrenner came up with a simple yet useful paradigm showing the different factors that exert influence on an individual's development. It points out that ever-widening spheres on influence that shape every individual, from his or her immediate family to the neighborhood to the country, even the world. Bronfenbrenner's model, also known as the bioecological system theory, represents child development within the context of relationship system that comprise the child's environment. It describes the multi-part layers of environment that has an effect on the development of the child. Each layer is further made up of different structures. The term bioecological points out that a child show biological make up impacts as a key factor in one's development. So let's talk about the Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model structures of environment. So first is the microsystem. So microsystem, it is the layer nearest the child. It comprises structures which the child directly interacts with. It includes structures such as one's family, schools, and neighborhood. It covers the most basic relationship and interactions that a child has in his or her immediate environment. So, example, a mother's deep affection for her child moves her to answer the baby's need and keep the baby safe. So, ang microsystem, ito yung first environment na isang bata kung saan nakapaligid palagi sa kanya. Dito na lang sa example natin yung ang pagmamahal ng isang ina. So, ginagawa niya ang lahat para maging safe ang baby niya, which is ang microsystem, ito yung first interactions or first na environment na nakapaligid sa isang bata. Bronfenbrenner calls this bidirectional influences, and he knows how they occur among all levels of environment. This is quite similar to what Erikson termed as mutuality in his psychological theory. So, ang bi-directional influences and mutuality, same sila na connected to microsystem, which is individuals are not merely shaped by their environment, but they also actively contribute to shaping it. So, importance of considering the interconnectedness of individuals and their environment and the reciprocal nature of their influence. So, mahalaga ang mutuality and bidirectional influences para mahubog ang isang bata or ma-shape ang isang bata. So next is the mesosystem. This layer serves as the connection between the structures of the child's microsystem. Example, the mesosystem will include the link or interactions between the parent and teachers, or the parent and healthy services, or the community and the church. So, ang mesosystem, ito yung interactions between the microsystem elements such as conversations between family and schools, parental engagement, and adolescent peer social activities. So, another example rather, the relationship between a parent and their child teacher. So it means that the collaboration of school with the parents that directly affects on the development of the child. So next is the exosystem. This layers refers to the bigger social system in which the child does not function directly. This includes the city government, the workplace, and the mass media. The structures in this layer may influence the child's development by somehow affecting the structure in the child's microsystem. So, ang ecosystem, it is the outside of one's daily activities but may still have effect on the individual. So example, a parent's workplace is a part of a child ecosystem. Kasi kapag nagtatrabaho ang parents mo and yung workplace or pinagtatrabahuan nila, nakaka-apek yun sa kanila and on how they can affect to their parents, pwedeng madala ng parents or ma-affect din ng parents sa children. Next is the macrosystem. These layers found in the outmost part in the child's environment includes the cultural values, customs, and laws. Example, in Western countries like US, most of the young people are expected to be more independent by the time they end in their teenage years. While in Asian countries like ours, parents are expected to support or at least want to support their children for a long period of time. So based on the given example, no, magkakaiba talaga ang development ng mga bata dahil sa kanilang kultura or sa kanilang nakasanayan. So example na lang sa US, ang nakasanayan dapat kapag teenager na daw ang bata, dapat magiging independent na, unlike na naman dito sa Philippines na alam natin na mas more na sinusuportahan ng mga parents kapag ang bata ay naging teenager na. So, meron dito another example, the education system, the law systems, and the cultural system, and also the geographical location in which a child is raised. So, yun na nga, doon nangyayari ang pagkakaiba ng mga bata or ang development ng mga bata dahil sa kinalakihan nilang lugar. So, next is the chronos system. Chronos system covers the element of time as it relates to a child's environments. This involves patterns of stability and change in the child's life. This involves whether a child's day is characterized by an orderly, predictable pattern or whether the child is subjected to sudden changes in routine. So, chrono means time, no? So, this system encompasses the dimension of time as it relates to a child's environment. So, example, a child experiencing parental divorce or a birth of a sibling may undergo significant changes in their family structure which can impact their development in various ways. So, sa chrono system, dito nag-iiba yung development ng bata kasi baka may nangyari na hindi niya nakasanayan or time goes by, nag-iiba yung nasa environment niya or may na-experience siyang mga pangyayari na hindi niya nakasanayan. We have here phrases that no longer nature versus nurture but nurturing nature. So the phrase no longer nature versus nurture but nurturing nature highlights a shift in thinking about how we develop. Traditionally, the nurture versus nurture debate focused on whether traits and behaviors were primarily determined by our genes, which is our nature, and experiences, which is the nurture. Now, the focus on nurturing nature, this means recognizing that our genes and our environment constantly interact with influence to each others. It is not about choosing one over another, but understanding how they work together. So, the ecological systems theory focuses on the quality and context of the child's development. Bronfenbrenner'S pointed out that as a child develops, the interplay within the layers of environment system become more complex. These dynamic interactions of the system happens meantime, while the child's physical and cognitive structures also grow and mature. The bioecological theory help us determine how the different circumstances, conditions, and relationships in the world affects the child's or he or she goes through or more or less predictable sequence of natural growth and development. So, the main point of the child's development is influenced by many different factors, not just about their genes, but it's about their environment. So, ibig sabihin, ang development ng child, hindi lang siya nakafocus or na hindi lang siya about sa genes natin but about sa paligid or whole environment ng isang bata. So next is the role of the schools and teachers. Bronfenbrenner's co-founded Head Start, the publicly funded early childhood program in US. He concluded that the stability and unpredictability of family life is the most distracted force to a child's development. Researches tells us the absence of lack of children constant mutual interaction with important adults has negative effects on their development. So according to bioecological theory, if the relationships in the immediate microsystem break down, the child will not have the tools to explore other parts of his environment. So children looking for affirmations that should be present in the child or parent or child or other important adults. Relationships look for attentions in appropriate places. These deficiencies shows themselves especially in adolescents as antisocial behavior, lack of self-discipline, and inability to provide self-direction. So, sabi ni Bronfenbrenner, so napakalaki or important masyado ang role ng isang family sa development ng isang bata because the family can have a big impact on their growth. So, yung mga problema din sa family, malaki rin yung impact sa development ng isang bata kasi baka pag may problema sa bahay, ang negative vibes na dala doon sa bata ay makukuha niya or madadala niya sa kanyang not only in everyday living but also sa paglaki niya. Kaya dapat sa microsystem pa lang ng isang bata, dapat mabibigay mo na or maganda na yung environment niya doon kasi kapag once na hindi maganda ang environment niya sa microsystem, maaring makaka-affect yun or hindi niya na ma-explore ang iba niya pang environment para sa kanyang pag-grow or para sa kanyang development. Next is Bronfenbrenner's theory reminds the school and the teachers of their very important role. If there is a lack of support, care, and affection from the home, if there is serious breakdown of the basic relationships in a child's life, what can the school, the teachers in particular do? This theory helps teachers to look into every child's environmental systems in order to understand more about the characteristics and needs of each child or each learners. So, the schools and the teachers can contribute stability in long-term relationships, but not only to support and not replace the relationships in the home. Bronfenbrenner believes that the primary relationships needs to be with someone who can provide a sense of caring that is meant to last a lifetime. This relationship must be fostered by a person or people within the immediate sphere of the child's influence. So, this is about the school and teachers na kung ano yung pwedeng maibigay nila sa bata para makatulong sa kanilang pag-develop or pag-grow nila as a student. So, hindi ibig sabihin na papalitan ng schools or parents ang places or ginagawa ng isang parents, but they can give support, extra support para sa kanilang students. So, this is about how schools and teachers can help children who might not have a stable home lives kasi hindi naman talaga maiiwasan na may mga student talaga na hindi stable ang kanilang home life. So, Bronfenbrenner believed that the schools and teachers have a really important role to play as supporting these children. They can provide a safe and caring environment and build strong relationships with the children. So, however, it's important from the school to remember that they can't replace the child's parents. So, yun na, as I said earlier, na hindi way yun na papalitan mo na ang parents mo ang role ng parents ng school at teachers. So, but you can encourage them, you can offer extra support and love for your students. And next, the last part is the schools and teachers' crucial role is not to replace the lack in their home of such exists, but to work so that the school becomes an environment that welcomes and nurtures family. Bronfenbrenner also stressed that society should value work done on behalf of children at all levels. and constantly value parents, teachers, extended family, mentors, work supervisors, and legislators. So, schools and society should work together to support children. So, kailangan magtulungan ang society and schools so that mas makakatulong sila sa development ng isang bata. So, Bronfenbrenner's believe that schools shouldn't just to fix problems at home, but should create a welcoming environment for families. So, napaka-importante na dapat sa schools mag-create tayo ng environment kung saan magiging open ang ating student, mas magiging ma-feel nila na belong sila or welcomed sila. So, he also thought that society should value and support everyone who works with children, from parents to teachers to men and to mentors, because they all play a vital role in helping kids to learn. So, working together so we can get a stronger and support system that children, no matter what their background is. So, napakalaki talaga ng role ng mga mentors, teachers, and also the parents. So, kasi ito yung magbibigay ng support system sa isang bata, na kung saan kahit ano man ang pinagdadaanan niya sa bahay, pinagdadaanan niya na hindi nakikita ng isang teacher, by that way na napifeel nila na meron silang kakampi, so they can motivate, mamamotivate mo sila by giving them environment which they can feel that they are belong. So that's all, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you get some ideas and learnings about my report. So have a nice day and good luck. Thank you so much.